Beers with Bert, the show where we explore all facets of beer, from brewing to drinking. Today, we'll be trying two beers, one that is new on the market and one that is new to me. The first one will be the Bourbon Barrel-Aged Arrogant Bastard from Stone Brewing Company, and the second will be the Trappiste Rochefort No. 8. So let's jump in. First, we'll start with the Bourbon Barrel-Aged Arrogant Bastard from Stone. This beer is very new to the market. It was released in April of this year. Just hit the Kansas City area here about a week ago. So this is, like I said, new on the market. The Arrogant Bastard Ale has been around for a while. The Bourbon Barrel-Aged, this is a new thing. This apparently is the year of Bourbon Barrel-Aged beers. Last year it was all about IPAs. This year it's all about the bourbon barrels. This beer clocks in at 8.1% ABV. The hops used and IBUs are, according to Stone, classified, so I don't have that information for you. Doing a little research on this beer, there was no indication anywhere on Stone's website of how long this beer was aged in the barrels. So it's kind of hard to say. I haven't really looked at the back of the bottle. Yeah, it doesn't really say. It just says aged in bourbon barrels. So it really gives us no indication of how long they aged it. If they aged it for a day, if they aged it for a year. It doesn't say. But anyway, let's crack this bad boy open and give it a shot. And I did purchase these beers at room temperature. I cooled them down. They're probably around somewhere between 50 and 60 degrees. So they're not super cold. I wanted to keep them warm enough that I would be able to get plenty of esters and aromas and flavors out of them. We're going to give it a little swirl here, aerate it just a little bit, and let's take a sniff. Wow. I get, there's a nice kind of mild bourbon barrel, like bourbony aroma, some sweetness and some caramel kind of come through. A little bit of that kind of raisiny aroma. It's really quite pleasant. It's not overwhelming. A lot of these bourbon barrel beers have that really overwhelming aroma. So, so far so good. Let's take a swig and see how it is. Okay, up front, I get kind of that raisiny, bourbony feel, and get that sweetness. The middle of the body is just wonderful, very full flavor. There's bourbon going on, there's a little bit of oak, and there's that nice strong ale flavor. The finish, I'm a little disappointed with. It tastes like I just sucked on an oak plank. It's super oaky. And it's, it's weird because the beer doesn't finish dry, but that oak leaves your mouth dry. And this oak flavor is just kind of overwhelming. It was a great beer up until the very end, and it's going to knock it down a few pegs in my opinion. Overall, this is a good beer, not a great beer. But it's still, I would absolutely enjoy one of these. I would probably only have one after having that really heavy oak flavor in my mouth. I'd just kind of be over it at the end. But not a bad offering. So I'm going to rinse here. And let's move on to beer number 2. This beer has been around since 1955. It's out of Belgium from the brewery Rochefort, which is a monastery. It is a certified Trappist beer. This is their number 8, which is a Belgian dark strong. It was originally only brewed for New Year's Eve celebrations. It was not a regular lineup, was not in their regular lineup of beers until 1960. This guy comes in at 9.2% ABV, received a 100 out of 100 on Rate Beer and a 95 out of 100 on Beer Advocate. So let's crack this one open and give it a shot. Beautiful color. Let's swirl it around, kind of aerate it out here a little bit. And let's take a whiff. This has got a wonderful aroma. It's sweet, a little malty, kind of some fruit going on there. Very, very pleasant, and it's a very mild aroma. It's not over the top, overbearing. It is just, it's very well balanced aroma. Let's continue on to the taste. Wow, that is just outstanding. Very well balanced from start to finish. You get a little bit, it's fairly bubbly, so you kind of that crispness of the carbonation, but you get those nice kind of fruity, sweet, caramely flavors from start to finish. I mean, and it doesn't taper off. It's just, it hits you up front and it stays with you. It's not overwhelming. It's not super sweet, not super fruity. It's very mellow, and I can understand why this has the ratings that it has. This is an absolutely outstanding beer, and I'm kind of kicking myself for not having tried it sooner. It's been around considerably longer than I've been alive, and I'm just only now discovering this beer. So anyway, those are my first takes. Like I said, first time I've had either one of these beers, so you've seen my initial reaction to my opinions here on both of these beers. I would highly encourage you to try both for yourself. These are only my opinions. My palate works differently than everyone else's. So you guys may have these and have quite the opposite reactions that I did. So anyway, thanks for joining me on Beer with Bert. And take a look on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Untapped at KC Brew Explorer. Stop by, give me a shout, give me a follow. That'd be great. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you next week. Cheers.